context of the modern flamenco guitar, compared to what is the traditional flamenco guitar, is just two different things, totally different. Please don't confuse that, because in my experience, I have seen students being misled or go astray, get lost, or block their progress because of this misconception. One thing is traditional guitar, or in other words, Paco de Lucia's style, music and technique, and everybody else. That's what it is, the reality of this thing. Because the one who reinvented flamenco put first other instruments together there, right? Like before in Savica's time, nobody would play a guitar solo with hand claps or with a band accompanying him. That was not existing, right? Or what to speak to introduce other instruments, like here in this case, Carlos Benavente on the electric bass, and Ruben Dantas on the caja, etc. So this is why this music here is very different. What you need to play for learning that is totally dissimilar to anybody else technique, including everyone, 120% of any other player. Right, so this should not be confused, and please watch in the description of this video other video about the fact that classical guitar techniques and flamenco guitar techniques have nothing in common one from another. Only thing in common we have is that we have 6 strings. That's it. There is nothing in common. And between traditional flamenco or everybody else and the Paco's thing, those are also like katana, Japanese sword, and French fencing things. Totally dissimilar because of elements that Paco eliminated totally. Right? For example, you know, in Savica's time, the golpe was only the nail. The nails were, you can see Savica's any video how long he had the thumb nail and that. So nail golpe thing was eliminated totally. Why? Because you need to play fragments and parts like that. And here this sound was ruled out totally, right? So many nuances of just the strumming itself. That was not before Paco, right? So the one who reinvented anybody else that does these things, Paco did 40 years ago, right? Please read also the interesting interview right after recording Almoraima in 1976. He received such a big critic that he said I have to leave Spain because these traditional people wants me to play always the same thing, and this is a very boring thing for me. So as he invented the language and reinvented flamenco altogether, the setting, the way it is, the aesthetics, the roles, main role before was dancing or singer, and then until Paco came, and then now those became secondary to accompany his show. So everything is upside down, we could say, but really speaking is brought into harmony and into bringing the flamenco to a higher level in a context in which really can be high-class world music and not just some folklore there, right? Right. No offense, but otherwise the bunga bunga music of Africa will also be same like Stravinsky, Rite of Spring. Rite of Spring, no, the Rite of Spring is a very sophisticated thing, and bunga bunga thing of Africa is just a regional thing there. From there it came all percussion and all that, right? That's another thing. But flamenco before was very primitive, right? And then Paco changed that, right? By eliminating many elements. Check also the description of this video. I will post the page 2 of the article, in which you can see a comparative table of what was before Paco, his innovations, and after him, right? Starting by the way to play, instead of this Savica's style, before Paco guitar, flamenco guitar was played like this, supposed to this cross-leg thing. It's a different posture, right? So he changed everything, changed the woods of the guitar as well, was introduced the negra concept, and so many things that rasgueos before, well, one that is only very old people will know, because when I was a child, my father already told me that's obsolete, don't learn that. It's this pinky finger, ring finger movement that makes sound on bob. I don't know how to play it because I never learned it, but that was the Rasgueiro Savica's time, right? And then it came to all this thing with the... all this style of filling up spaces with chords, and that's Paco's work, right? So this is totally another thing, because if you get confused on that and try to approach it by what everybody else does compared to the Paco thing, first you have to decide what you want to follow. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee you advance, right? Although, as a complementary thing, people also study with me from different disciplines, even electric guitar players, to learn Spanish aesthetic style and melodies with that. We play with the pick, so it is not said that you cannot harness some knowledge there, but to become very efficient in one style, you need to first master one language. And that is for me is Paco's style. Now, if you are of the same opinion, then you are welcome, and there is 1,300 videos, public videos today in one channel, another 300 in another. So with this material, which is just to give an idea about what we are doing, because again, this without a proper supervision and a personal supervision, personalized, which I give on the Skype, cannot be also done just by following the do-it-yourself philosophy. This do-it-yourself thing in these things does not work. Because it's like landing airplanes. If you land an airplane, right, how you will land an airplane, learn that by following YouTube tutorials of 20 different persons. Well, you cannot do that. You have to go with a trainer, with a special coach that will go there to the simulation flight, and then you get all the knowledge you need there, and then you one day, maybe under supervision, will land an airplane. Otherwise, you will crash there. So similarly, because playing guitar is not less difficult than flying airplanes, actually it's more difficult. Let's see when it comes another like Paco de Lucía. Where is it? You tell me. There is not such a thing. And everybody now is just doing, including me, and well, this is very clear, that everybody is doing anything that everybody does today was done by Paco 40 years ago. I can prove it to you that. There's nothing original going around, really speaking. Because if we become scholastic and academic and objective and have to unbiased prove things, if you see the elements, which you will see in the page 2, just regarding the techniques, the melodic approach and the harmonic approach of chords, and the type of arrangement and the setting that Flamenco had before Paco and after him. So it changed the world, right? Because there is eras, like before Christ and after Christ. So this is the same thing here. Not that I'm saying he's incarnation of God or anything. Paco, right? But as a great musician, he did mark one point that turns the page over, and then unless you understand that very clearly, if you are confused on this one point, it will block your progress, I'm very sure. Because not of technical ability, it's not about playing this thing, it's just a misunderstanding in the mind. Right? Like trying to approach classical guitar or flamenco, the modern flamenco guitar, which means Paco de Lucía style, from the classic guitar point of view, it's like this Japanese katana sword and French fencing. Both are swords, yeah, but this is totally different. The samurai katana thing with the French fencing, that's another thing. Watch that at the description also, and watch also in 20 minutes I can save you years of time. I will post those in the description. Because unless you know these things, first what you are following, and then it will become very powerful what you do. Because you know why you are following what you are following. And who you are following, you know why. Very clearly, and that's what happened to me, right? I'm very satisfied and happy with learning from here and trying to create now from this point. Not that we are copying Paco, but this is the basic ground. Just like if you will become a painter, an artist, you first have to copy Rembrandt and copy this and Picasso and everyone that is traditional and not traditional, and Salvador Dalí and whatnot, and then you become you, right? Because as one time Lorne Lovsky told me, I said that, what do you think is the secret of this, all this composition and thing and that? And he said, well, you have to put in the milk, how do you say, to make milkshake, these things. He said, you put there in a glass Juan Sebastian Bach, John Coltrane, Miles, Paco de Lucía, Camarón de la Isla, all what is there to be included, right? Chick Corea, John McLaughlin, all the great music of Keith Jarrett, and all the standards from the real book, Pat Metheny and Kenny Werner, and you put all these things there, and then you mix this in the shaker, this is in the shaker, and then you drink that, and when you drink that, and yesterday that's you. He said this best guitar player in Canada, Lauren Lofsky. I will also post in the description the piece that I recorded with him some years ago, a piece dedicated to Chick Corea. And in fact, that's one thing, right? And then the other side is that when someone comes and reinvents a style totally, we have to know it. Otherwise, how you will derive a benefit from that? You need to become knowledgeable. And know what is the fountainhead and from where knowledge comes. And then when you know that, you will be successful. So thank you, and I see you next time.